What's going on, NinBuzz community? Welcome back for another episode of Community Choice. Last time I asked you guys who your favorite Koopaling was from the 7 that I gave you to choose from, and in this week we have the answers. So let's get into it. First, a little background on the Koopalings. They are Bowser's minions that go around in the castles in the Super Mario Bros. Platformer games. And they're pretty much the bosses, and they all have their own little personalities and appearances. So it's a little bit of background on the Koopalings if you don't know. They were also recently confirmed for Mario Kart 8. Yes, all 7 of them. So let's get a little bit more familiar with the Koopalings and get the results. In 5th place is Roy Koopa with 12% of the votes. Now this one is a pink Koopa with pink sunglasses. Very cool. And he's usually holding a cannon or some type of weapon. I think it's funny that Roy Koopa is given this tough personality, but he's also a pink Koopa with a purple shell and stuff like that. I think Roy Koopa is pretty cool. He got 5th place with 12% of the votes. There's not a ton to say about these Koopalings. I could also name off who they are named after, and Roy is named after Roy Orbison. So that was Roy in 5th place. Let's go on to 4th, which is Larry Koopa. 17% of the votes. I really like Larry Koopa. Something about his design, and I love his blue hair. It is so cool. Maybe not as cool as someone later on the list, but still very cool. He is named after Larry Mullen Jr. from U2, the drummer. And Larry definitely has a cool personality. There's not a whole lot to say about him. He did make an appearance in Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, who I believe he was playing tennis or something like that. So that is Larry Koopa, and in 3rd place is Lemmy Koopa with 19% of the votes. Lemmy Koopa is the smallest of the Koopalings, often portrayed as childish, and he's got a rainbow mohawk, which is awesome, and he's got crazy eyes. So he's definitely a character. He's named after Lemmy Kilmister from the band Motorhead, and that's about it for Lemmy Koopa. Definitely a cool-looking Koopaling. In 2nd place is Iggy Koopa. Iggy Koopa is portrayed as a genius, as one of the smart Koopaling, as you can see by maybe his eyes, and he's got a cool hairdo going on. It's very, very skinny in the beginning, and then it goes way out. So some cool green hair for Iggy Koopa. He's got a green shell, and I do like his design. It's named after Iggy Pop from the band The Stooges, and yeah. Let's go on to number 1, which is Ludwig von Koopa. I think this is hilarious because he's clearly named after Ludwig van Beethoven, and it's so awesome. And the hair too is definitely from Beethoven too. I do love the hair. He's got outrageous flow, and I love it. It is parted in the middle, and it is amazing. Blue hair. Ludwig definitely has the coolest design, if you ask me, for Koopaling. And he is also known as the oldest and the presumed leader. So there's that. I read that on a wiki page. So those are the Koopalings from the new Super Mario Bros. Series and the Super Mario Bros. Series. Hopefully you enjoyed them. They're pretty much based around their design, and they're going to be in the new Mario Kart 8 game. Really quickly, I want to resolve a mistake that I made in the last community choice that a lot of you pointed out. As you pointed out, Azumaril's hidden ability is not huge power. It is Sap Sipper, and he or she, Azumaril, has had the possibility to have huge power as an ability since Generation 3, so when abilities were made. And that is my apologies there. I think that the reason Azumaril just quickly became on the competitive scene was because of its newly added fairy type, and I always thought it was just because of the addition of huge power. So I just wanted to clear that up really quickly. But alas, let's get on to next week's question, which is going to be, which Mario Kart track should be remade in Mario Kart 8? That is a mouthful, but just bear with me for a second. There are 2 links in the description of tracks that I've pointed out that you cannot vote for, that have already been made up. And I do realize that a remake of a remake is not out of the question, but I want you to vote down below which track you want to see remade that hasn't been remade in a Mario Kart game yet. It might take a little bit of effort to check out those links and make sure that your track hasn't been remade yet, but I think it'll be a cool countdown next week. So, don't forget to comment that below. I'm RedFalconGames, so you can check out my personal Let's Play channel with the link in the description. I'd appreciate that. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, And that is all for this week of Community Choice. Have an awesome week, NinBuzz, and I'll see you later.